Psalm 46, verse 1. Psalm 46, I'll be in the Old Testament. Psalm 46 and verse 1. I say amen. And the word say wait. And I was looking for them. For us all to get that. God is our refuge and strength. A very present help in trouble. And let me see it. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. I'm going to read it one more time. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. I just want to preach about God is present in my problems. God is present in my problems. All of us in here, many of us come from different families, different school systems, have had different experiences. But one thing that we all hold in common is that all of us have had some problems. And I must hasten to say, not only have we had some problems, some of us right now might be having some problems. And then you go beyond that, having had problems, might not be having some now, but can I say that you will have some problems. And life is just like that because God never promised us the absence of problems. I know that we have many now that say that if you believe in God and if your faith is strong, that you won't have problems. But that's not true. You can have all the faith you want to have. You still have some problems. But I think we need to change our perspective about problems. Because one thing that I have come to the conclusion of, that problems have a purpose.
Amen.
Sometimes you learn wisdom in your problems. Y'all not going to help me today. Sometimes you get some clarity within your problems. Sometimes you get a closer walk with God. I thought y'all would talk right there. Within your problems. Sometimes you let go of things that you needed to let go of a long time ago in your problems. And one thing we have to realize is that God has a purpose for everything that we encounter. Whether we caused it, no matter where the problem came from, how it came to fruition, God still uses problems as a tool for a purpose. And can I tell you that if you don't ever have any pain, then you are not growing. Because in your problems, DJ, what God does is he stretches you. At least I found out that it don't feel good to be stretched. But when God stretches you, once he finishes stretching you, then guess what? You can walk away and say, I understand the purpose of why I went through what I went through. And sometimes you have to thank God, Kim, that he allowed you and thought about you for you to encounter a problem, because everybody couldn't y'all ain't in here. Everybody can't handle what you are going through. And then just maybe, Linda, God will use your problems to go and help somebody else with their problems. See, because then you can tell somebody, listen here, I've been through that, but I trusted God, and baby, if I could get through it, surely you can make it through. Because I told you that Satan always wants us to think that we are on an island and isolated, as if we are the only one that have problems. Everybody, baby, got some problems. He says, right here, he lets us know that we'll have some problems. But he lets us know that God is present in my problems. I told you Satan tries to set us up to make us think that when we are going through what we're going through, that we are all alone. And so you got to be careful when you start feeling that way. You better begin to talk to God, because he loves to get you alone. Y'all ain't in here. He loves to get you alone and make you be quiet and make you feel all alone, as if you are alone, when God is present. Are y'all in here? And you can't allow Satan to get you off, because when he gets you off, then he tries to devour you. But when you start feeling that feeling coming up, you got to rebuke it and say, no, I got some present help. God is still present even in my circumstances right now. Although I can't see God, I don't know what God is up to, I don't understand, Lord, why you allow this in my life, Lord. But God, I'm going to trust you, and I know that you are present even when I can't see you. Amen. He says, first of all, I've got to stop at this name when he says God. Don't run past that. It's too broad for you to run past. It's too high for you to run past it. Amen. Like when he says God. Got to stop there. Because it comes from the Hebrew name Elohim. When you look up Elohim, what it means is that supreme divinity. The one true and living God. Y'all stay with me. He says God. Well, let me research God. Well, God, who are you? You are the creator of everything. You are the all-wise God. You are the God that sits high, looks low. You are the God that created this whole universe. God, you are the God that is in control of everything. You are the God that is holding this earth. You are the God that put breath into my body. That God. That God that can create something from nothing. That same God. He says, God. Elohim. So the first thing that I understand about this help or this presence that is in my problem is that I have some supreme help. It's not a mediocre help. It's not a half-done help. It's not a thrown together help. He says, God. Now, I don't know how y'all don't know. I told y'all last week, y'all don't know we're in the shout. That's enough right there to shout about, ladies, that I have God present in my problems. This is the creator of all things. This is one that that cannot lose, will not lose, and has never lost. And he's present in my problem. He's with me. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So why am I fearful if God is with me? He says, I have some supreme help. And no matter where you find yourself in life, whether it's a hospital room, whether it's a prison cell, whether it's in a dorm room, wherever you find yourself, whether it's a job and they don't treat you right, whether it's in a marriage and they don't appreciate you, wherever you find yourself in life, God is present. Amen. He's present in my problems. He says, I got some supreme help. That's some great help.
Yes, it is.
Lord, you already have worked it out.
Oh, yeah.
Already. Although you haven't given it to me, you haven't shown me the answer, you already know the answer and you've already done it.
Amen.
He says, I have some supreme help. He says, God is our refuge. When he says our, he's talking about the saints.
Yes.
Because God is not everybody's refuge.
Right. Amen.
When he said that again.
Amen.
He can be, but everybody don't choose for him to be.
Amen.
Are y'all in here?
Yeah.
He says, God is our refuge. That's why sometimes when folks are sharing their problems with you, you got to remind them that if they are saying, listen here, baby, God is our refuge.
Yeah.
When he uses the word refuge, what it really means, God is our shelter.
Yes, he is.
Not only do I have some supreme help, but I have some sheltered help. And mama, what that means is that God will cover me.
Yes. Amen.
You know what a covering does?
Yes.
This is what it does, bud. When you go up under cover, if it start raining right now, since we are under cover, we won't get wet.
Amen.
If the wind start blowing right now, we won't feel it because we are, y'all in here? He says that God is our shelter. He's our refuge. That's good to know. See, because your problems and Satan want to drag you out. But see, you got to kick against that. You got to rebuke against that because you say, listen, I got some shelter.
Yeah. Amen.
It don't make sense to sleep outside when y'all in here. It don't make sense to sleep outside on no bench in no park when you got a house. Y'all in here? When you got a house to go to where you can click some lights on and cut some air on and go in the refrigerator. And that's how God is. Why do I feel like I'm alone when I've got a home that God has already set up? He gave me some shelter. Baby, all you got to do is come on back in and get under the shelter. Matter of fact, sometimes it ain't that we ain't under the shelter. Sometimes we just don't appreciate or realize, listen, sometimes you have to look at what could have happened.
Yeah.
And although you are encountering some problems, baby, you ain't encountering all the problems that you could have. It's some other folk that weigh down more than you.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you got some shelter. Now, that's in verse 1 when he says refuge. But it uses it also, Miss Cullors, in verses 7 and 11. But it changes, mama, the meaning changes. In verse 1, he says refuge, it means shelter. But in verses 7 and 11, it means an inaccessible place. It means a cliff. It means a high place. What that means is sometimes God will let you go under shelter, but then this is what he'll do for you, Dan. He'll raise you up to where your enemies can't even get to you. That's why the Bible says that he will make your enemies your footstool. He will raise you above your enemies.
Amen. Yes, he will.
See, when you become wise, then you can see the plans when they, we talked about last week. No weapon that is formed. You can see it forming up. I already see what y'all got planned, but God has got me in an inaccessible place. Can I tell you that when God is your refuge, certain things just won't touch you.
Amen.
And certain things just won't get to you. Although I'm going through, I ain't finna lose my mind.
Amen. Glory.
Although I'm going through, I ain't finna lose my praise. Y'all ain't in here.
Amen.
Although I got trouble, I still gotta thank you, Jesus, on my lips.
Amen.
Because God, I can't thank you enough. And when I realize, Lord, that you are my refuge, my shelter, and that I can get to you to where, see, problems and Satan and this world, they can't get past God, have it?
Amen. Amen.
And when God takes you to an inaccessible place, it can't get to you.
Amen.
He says, That's what I got in my help, he says. I have some supreme help. I have sheltered help. I'm covered. But watch this. He said, God is our refuge. And then he says, and strength.
Amen. Yes, he is.
See, when you're getting beat up, and life has sometimes a way of beating you up.
Amen.
You might feel weak. But the Bible says that when I'm weak, he is strong. And see, it ain't never been about your strength anyhow.
Amen.
It's been about his strength all along.
Yeah.
In him we live, move, and have our being. Y'all ever heard that scripture?
Amen.
You didn't wake up with your own strength this morning. God touched you, woke you up, and enabled you to get up, get on your feet, and move around. That's God's strength. He says, listen, God is our shelter, but he's our strength.
Yes, he is.
I got to tell somebody, it's not wise to try to operate out of your own strength.
Amen.
I know we want to, I know we would like to, but I understood now that the more I try to use my own abilities and my own strength, it always made things worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had to let go and rely on the power of, not Josh's power, not Christian community's power, but the power of Jesus Christ. Lord, I don't understand, but I'm letting it go. I know that I'm relying on you, and you got all power in your hands.
Amen.
He says, God is present in my problems. He says, he's supreme.
Yes, he is.
There's only one God. There's only one true and living God.
Amen.
He says, that's our God. You don't have to show. That's our God.
Yes, he is. Amen.
The one who causes the sun to shine. The one who causes it to rain. The one who causes the moon to glow.
Yeah.
That God, the God that created the universe, that throws the stars in the sky.
Yeah.
That God.
Yeah.
The God that took not dirt but the dust, the very remnant of dirt,
Yeah.
and created a man and breathed into him the breath of that God. That's my help.
Yes, he is.
See, you can't rely on the government to help you. I got a God that I can rely on for my help.
Amen.
He says, I got that supreme God. I have this shelter. I have this strength. But watch this. He said, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.
Yeah.
Now watch this. All those words go together, Jonathan, but when he says very, it's sure help.
Yeah.
You don't have to doubt whether God will help you or not. I know it might not seem like he'll help you because sometimes we want to rush God.
Yeah.
But he lets us know that, listen, I'm going to help you, and my help is for sure. Sometimes what we wrestle about is when God.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to endure until God decides to give it to you. Can I tell you this? That God knows what he's doing, and sometimes he doesn't bring the answer down yet until you're ready for the answer.
Amen.
It ain't that God got to get it ready, baby. We got to get it ready.
Yeah. Amen.
And sometimes you just ain't ready for some of the blessings that God has for you because you ain't mature enough. And sometimes, if you give, listen here, if you was to give a child something, a little baby, there's certain things that you don't give them right now.
Right.
You have to set aside for them, but by them being young, they ain't ready for it yet. And they might just hurt themselves with what you're trying to give. So sometimes you have to mature them up and then give them the blessing.
Yeah.
Then give them the gift because now you're ready. You're mature enough to handle it. He says, very. It's sure. It's sure help. You don't have to doubt whether God gonna help you.
Amen.
It's for sure.
Yes, it is.
Because God said, he said, a very present help. not only is it sure help, but watch this. When it says help, what it really means that it comes from a Hebrew word which means to surround you.
Yes, glory. Hallelujah.
Mama, it might look like your enemies are all around you.
Yeah.
That's why you can't look at things with a physical eye. You got to look at them with a spiritual eye. Because if you look at them with a physical eye, all you can see, Linda, is your enemies surrounding you.
Amen.
You remember Gideon?
Yeah.
He seen his enemies all around him, and then God called him to see again. Now, listen, God has his angels encamped all around us. When you were asleep last night, he was surrounding you. He said, listen here, that's the kind of help. I'm all around you. 24/7. 12 months in a year. 7 days in a week. Y'all ain't in here. 24 hours in a day. I'm all around. I'm always on my job. I'm all around you. I got you covered. I'm surrounding you, and your enemies can only go so far because this is my territory. You ever seen security guards when they got a perimeter? Listen here, I'm God's perimeter. Y'all ain't in here. And God keeps on just going around. He's on his job all the time, going around this perimeter and say you can only go so far. Matter of fact, if God don't give you permission, you can't even get to me at all.
Amen. Glory.
He says a very present help. Watch this. Not only does that word very mean surely, but it means speedily.
Amen.
We always say we serve an on-time God. Look here. He said this help is sure and it's speedily. That means that God is always willing to help you. And not only is he always willing that he's always helping you. Even though sometimes you might not realize that's God doing it for you. Listen. He did not promise us that we weren't going to have problems. I got to clear that up. Because some people that believe that when they do have problems, they don't know what to do. Well, where is God? He's present. So when you come from under the misconception that you won't have problems, then you understand, okay, Lord, you never promised me that I wasn't going to have problems. But what you did promise me that when I'm going through my problems, you were present. And see, sometimes your problems will draw you closer to God, nearer and nearer to him. Because listen here, I understand that when I'm in trouble is when I'm most vulnerable. And I understand, see, my problems indicate to me that I'm really a weakling without God. Y'all ain't in here. And so what happens is that then I realize, listen, boy, you've been trying to operate in your own strength. Maybe you need to let it go and hold on to God. He says, God is present in our problems. I thank God for that, because a lot of people tip off when problems start to arise. Folks will promise you a whole lot of things. They'll say a whole lot of things while everything is going good. Because sometimes I'll be glad, not that I'm just so happy to see problems, but sometimes my problems are showing me who my true enemies are. Y'all better come on in here. My problems are showing who my true friends really are. See, because if you can't stand with me and be with me when I'm down, you sure can't stand with me when I'm up. When you struggling, those that keep on coming around and coming, them your true friends. Those that have abandoned you, let them stay abandoned. Y'all ain't in here. I ain't say don't forgive them, but listen here, you have to understand. Listen, you ain't my friend, baby. When you make mistakes and make mess ups, and those folk that write you off, them ain't your friends. It's the one, I don't care what you did, the one that will still stand with you anyhow. Because all of us have fallen short.
Amen.
All of us have messed up, willingly and unwillingly.
Yeah.
You got to keep on standing.
Amen.
He said, I am a very present help. No matter what you encounter this week, no matter what you might be facing right now, know that God, He on the job.
Yes, He is.
It's because He been on the job.
Yes, He has.
Look, He been there from day one.
Yeah, thank you.
You know He been taking care of you a long time.
Yeah, thank you.
Mama, He been pulling you along all your life.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't in here.
Yeah.
I just feel like testifying that God is surely taking care of me. And I can face anything if God is going to be present. Listen here. You can walk through hell and keep on going. You can walk through high water and keep on going. Matter of fact, you can walk through hell and not even sweat.
Amen.
Come here, 3 Hebrew boys. Look, throw them over in a fiery furnace. And when they brought them out, they didn't even smell like smoke.
Amen. Amen.
That's why you don't look like what you've been through, because God has been a very present help in your problems. And that's why you got to give it up to Him when you come in His house. You got to tell Him thank you. You got to say, Lord, I praise your holy name. That although I'm catching hell, Lord, I see the help.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Father.
He's a very present help in my problems. So you can't run away from it. All of us have to face problems. You can't always get out of it. It don't always end as quick as you want it to. But this is the guarantee that God has given us. He's present
Amen.
in the problems. And He's working it out. It's already worked out.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Yeah.
And so, Lord, I trust you. Lord, I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be cloudy. I see the storm, but I got some shelter to run in.
Yeah.
Might be weak, might be tired, but I got some strength I can lean on.
Yeah.
Yeah, He present. And if you look over the track record, if you look over your life,
Oh, yeah.
all the things you have faced, even children, if you look over your life, if you look over your life truly, you see God.
Oh, yeah. Amen.
Look back at it. Go ahead and look at it. Bring that problem up that you remember. You know how I know He was present? This is how I know, Mike, because you're still here.
Amen.
You still waking up every morning.
Yeah.
You still in your right mind.
Amen.
God's still making a way.
Yes, He is.
He's still working it out.
Yes,
I mean, He's still blessing you. He's still picking you up. He's still surrounding you. He's still taking care of you.
Yeah. Amen.
You're present help.
Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Amen. Thank you, Father.
Go to the church over.